I think with his force brought it out.
I mean, Bennett Sturtz on that Iverson cut is sprinting to turn the corner on that.
Sturtz went the last 5.5 minutes without a field goal attempt in the first half.
Same play, same set.
He's being held. Sturtz is. That's what Ben McCollum is saying. Sturtz caught up top. Gets rid of it for Abreu. Ooh, Jackson got away with a travel. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Abreu from the free throw line. Pretty.
It's the only time you saw him emotional the whole season.
Robinson back in. He had left earlier, a little gimpy, but he's back in. That ball deflected for a moment. Sturtz kicks it to Jackson, who then settles the offense. Ben McCollum talks about Sturtz and says the great thing about him is his humility. And then we've seen that here tonight. Jackson leaves it for Abreu, who just tosses it up. It's good.
Sizing up Montgomery. And he feeds back now. Abreu. No. Rebound inside. Daniel in and down. Abreu puts it.
Points, assists, and steals. The only player in the nation to lead his conference in all 3 of those categories.
You see the three-point shooting. Not great. They're a 36% three-point club on the regular season. Howard, the freshman, into the lane. Final seconds, first half. Sturtz been frustrated so far.
Boy, look at the defense sucking in.
Abreu at 3. Got it! That's a big shot for Drake.
Huge lead in the first half. You can't do that against Drake.
A 3-minute drought. Steal by Abreu. Pierre follows. Got the layup.
Drake fans.
I'm sure. And why not? Banks checking in the game, the 6th man of the year. Howard tries the second chance, and the third opportunity by Abreu, and the foul is called.
Knocking that one down, his first 3 of this game.
His 44th of the season. So the Bulldogs had a 7-0 run, answering the Missouri State 8-0 run. Prior to that tray by Vincent Brady II. This is going to be a battle all day long, like it was in Springfield. Don't you get that feeling?
Yes, absolutely.
Abreu gets inside, does a nice job dribbling. Abreu puts it to the court. Howard open for 3. Offensive rebound, Abreu. A good catch on your part, by the way. 58-54 on those 2 free throws by Brady to give him 16 points and give the Bears a 4-point lead. Mascari, the trailer is Howard. Banks, trouble controlling it against Oba. In the middle, it's Abreu. Big basket.
the hands of Bennett Sturtz and the Bulldogs. We're in overtime, 2:45 to go. Daniel Abreu trying to make a move on the baseline. Hudson sealed him off. They battle in the paint, falling away. He got it, Daniel Abreu. The 7'1" Serbian, and he's strong. And Abreu will get the carom.
They want to start big against this Drake lineup because it's one of the most physical teams in the Valley, the Drake Bulldogs.
Abreu from outside knocks it down. Good. Last time against Drake, played 18 minutes, finished with 3 points. He's got 7 here since coming off the bench here in the first half.
Well, if you look at his stats, he's shooting at 74% from 3. It's a relatively small sample size, but Birch, known for a big-time scorer, and he can beat you off the bounce.
Daniel Abreu is going to take it to the rack. Spins around Atlason. I think the conventional wisdom is if they don't win the Valley tournament, that they're probably on the outside looking in for the Nationals.
There's a lot of talk about that, Clay, and a lot of discussion about a team that couldn't win 30 games, and we saw it last year with Indiana.
Bad shot, kept alive by Sturtz. Shot fake, Mascari. Abreu with a great stick back.
And 1-2 for Pence. Each team shooting over 65% from the floor early on in this one. 5-point game. Drake with the ball. Drake wearing the whites tonight. Abreu left open for a 3. Spins it in.
Where you don't have the NIL, you don't have a lot of the different things you have at the Division I. You're trying to convince players that think they can go Division I to play at that Division II level. And now he takes his team, basically his starting 4 players, to the Drake Bulldogs team, Division I, and doing the same thing right here in Des Moines, Iowa.
You know, it shows you the value of connectivity, doesn't it?
Oh, extremely. These guys came in, they know what is expected. Which is great as you make this transition. Sturtz only being a junior, being able to build the program from the bottom up.
Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs? Yeah. One question. Tie.
Mom.
Mom ties the tie. There you go.
Thanks, Molly. Drake with a 23-12 lead. Dowdy with a couple of free throws for Indiana State to pull them back to within 11. It's been Drake leading all the way. Open is Abreu for a 3-ball.
Bound.
Bennett Sturtz works against the defense of Jayan Walker. On the cut, it's Mascari. Abreu looks inside, nothing going there. Bulldogs inside 10 on the shot clock, but again, very comfortable to play at that pace. Abreu, an open 3 look.
Points, Indiana State, everything coming right at the rim. They're converting their layups this part of the second half.
Yeah, the 3s weren't falling, so they go inside, and it's being successful.
Well, the only thing you can do is just a great pass there, Sturtz, and a great cut.
4 baskets in the second half. Teal, on the other hand, 15 points in the first half, has not scored in the second half.
Yeah, and that was just a great recognition right there. The defense is out covering just to release, just to slip that screen action, and a nice find.
Ferguson trouble catching the pass, but he's able to retrieve it and get it back to Sturtz.
Sycamores right now giving the Bulldogs kind of a taste of their own medicine. They're just in the pocket, have the hands, really playing physical.
Abreu for 3. He has been red hot from 3. Mark Few, Kansas, Bill Self, and Oregon's Dana Alpin. That's pretty select company.
It's incredible when you think about it. To get 20 wins is one thing, and then he's had some great success getting 30 or more wins too. And we talk about Shirts that when he was at Indiana State had
not a matinee idol. Let's just be honest. I mean, he doesn't look the part of a future NBA player. Well, some people think he can.
I talked to an NBA scout today. Was here for this game just to look at Sturts. Off the chart on their analytics, he is just blowing up the charts. I got to see this guy in person. A number of shoot-arounds. They don't guard actions. It's all about concepts and where to be physically, how to use your hands, footwork. Like most of these shoot-arounds are guarding a specific action that a team is running. Drake does not do that. They defend by concepts. And it's been very successful for Ben McCollum. 4 national championships to show for it.
Isaiah Howard for Abreu. Pop it in. He's been in double figures in all but 2 games this year. He's been fun to watch here in Carbondale.
He's second in the Valley to scoring, right behind Sturts. Fantastic quick step, long stride, hard to stay in front of him.
Here's Sturts. Will pass out to the 3-point line, and Daniel.
Great job by Abreu. Hold his ground.
Davis wants to run. He has it stripped inside.
Yeah, there's those quick hands by the Bulldogs.
Sturts. Abreu puts on the brakes. Mascari shot fake. Abreu driving. And the salute. Get a chance to not have him at the line. Yes. They're going to take it. He gets 1 of 2. Rebound for Banks. Boy, taking on Banks having a day. And Howard gets it to a break.
Keep Drake to getting this thing with the chance for double figures going into halftime.
Sturts with the takeaway ahead to Howard. Dumps it off to Maniau. It was too far underneath the basket. Somehow saved the possession for Drake. And about a 4-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Drake's going to bring this one down inside 6 seconds. Sturts working off Schmidt out to the corner. Abreu for 3. The assistant focuses on the offense for the UNI Panthers. Here is Banks banging inside. Hudson with the rejection. Abreu, though, an open 3 from the corner.
Another good look that time. Good recovery. But a good look for Cale Schmidt. Just unable to knock it down.
Sturts getting it back. Panthers cut the Drake lead down to 9. This is Howard on the drive. Out to Abreu for 3, and Abreu.
Entire game, you're probably going to look at it right here with Sturts. Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks brings you the keys to the game. Proud sponsors of Missouri State Bears basketball. Stop into your local Chevy dealer today. Back and forth with the ball screen, and he's great at just reading it, having a feel, playing with a great pace. They will not get worried when they get to the end of a clock. Sturts down low. They pass out of a double team. Abreu, the Willard native, knocks down a. Watch that today, Tom. Maniau is just great at defending inside, and he's going to make you throw it in different ways. Down low this time for Abreu. His bank shot underneath. He goes from the left side.
Gets inside to the baseline and scores. And the junior from Western Michigan, a 2-year player there, transfer to Valpo, gets them on the board first.
De La Cruz, Montenegro, that's what he does, especially going hard to that right hand. He can shoot it, but likes to get all the way to the rim. Gives a little of that off-the-dribble pop to this Beacon offense. You see the physicality defensively. Valpo really forcing Drake out deep on the perimeter.
8 on the shot clock, and cold thus far. Really hasn't had that many touches, but he's able to score there for his second basket.
And I think the Beacons need Cooper Schwieger to be aggressive. When he gets the basketball, he's got a size advantage. 6'10", 6'11" against Daniel Abreu, about 6'6". Abreu really strong, really physical. Schwieger got to be aggressive, continuing to go to the rim to settle in this Beacon offense.
Sturts with the kick, Abreu with a 3, tries the wish.
Lanes. And Maniau with that long wingspan swats it away.
They focused on that so much today, is those bounce passes. Keep your hands down.
Abreu with a big separation.
Another play, another option to watch. Watch Chase Walker on the offensive rebounds. Cam Maniau has his work cut out for him. Great at positioning his body as Chase Walker to get those caroms off the rim.
Walker coming off the 27 points we talked about at the top of the broadcast. It ties his career high, as he had 27 earlier this season as Abreu.
As we mentioned, so improved in year 2 and a big-time bright future for 35 in black. Walker.
Those fouls drawn per game not only lead the country this season, 10th most in the last 10 years. Zach Edey's on that list, by the way.
As in double figures, and Bennett Sturtz talked about it already. First in assists per game in the Valley, first in steals per game, second in scoring. He has been the leader for this great team.
It was. Now Kinziger with the shot clock at 6. Throws it away. Abreu with the steal and the run out. Gets the bump and the basket. This guy can still play, but I'll ask you just to break the game down with me tonight.
I appreciate
Looked like
that.
you were maybe in like a how to guard Chase Walker demonstration gone wrong.
I wish there was a good story like that, other than just you get old and slow and injuries start to come at you.
Abreu, he is still plenty.
Big fella, twinkle toes. That's a heck of a spin move in the lane. When you're 6'9", 275 pounds, you can move like that. Get buckets, big fella.
Remember, a season ago, Illinois State pulled his red shirt January 10th. Played 17 games last season. Contributor down the stretch. Abreu will fire another 3. That one falls. Urgency and attention to detail, and he said against this Drake team, you just have to play physical and you have to play tough. You have to do it the full 40 minutes.
Yeah, and you need your guys that are fifth-year players like Dalton Banks to be able to step up and help lead through his effort, coming off the bench in double figures.
Shot clock winding down. Comer faces a shot well defended by Jackson. Mascari in the corner to Abreu. He drives the base and scores, and the Bulldogs lead 4-0.
Yeah.
And the Bulldogs have a chance to increase their 2-point lead at the 15.5 mark in the first half.
Defensively in the paint, you make the big man spin, and Maniau right there to strip him of the basketball.
Abreu for 3.
I think Howard's in a perfect spot right now where he's got that confidence and his minutes are going up.
And who would know about that than the very successful Bulldog coach Ben McCullum. 407 victories, just 93 losses in his 16-year career. The drive by Abreu.
Aggressive in these last 6 minutes.
Combs in deep, can't score it. Maniau, offensive rebound. Kicks it back outside to Mascari. Sturtz directing the offense, pointing as he always does, leading the way for who should get the ball. Abreu looking for 3.
Shot ready, good inside pivot on his left foot right into a shot. Getting some good knowledge at Harkin at that point guard spot. Wood on the bench for the Racers.
Abreu. And Drake.
Well, it's Sturtz time.
Then it's Sturtz. Back to the freshman Howard, who has 13 points, a career high. Abreu. It's been quiet offensively. Got it! Oh, muscles it up off the window.
Elite 8 down in Evansville for the past 2 years, and so I've seen him play a fair bit. And really just one of the most well-respected coaches in the game, period. And his team always plays the game the right way, always has good kids.
And Abreu cashes for
touches in the paint like that to get some easy baskets.
Slaris now with 4 points, 2 of 3 shooting. Flames bigs have had their way, but still down a couple possessions. Sturtz. Schoball's on him. And there's a no-look pass to Abreu. Abreu amongst the trees. Step back shot is good.
Well,
now Bennett Sturtz has scored or assisted 23 of Drake's 26 buckets. Gives it up. Abreu, teardrop, rattles in.
Abreu on the inbounds. Now we'll back it out. Coach McCullum says his players need to be patient until they get a good shot. Abreu, the turnaround jumper, created some alive and be a spark for this Belmont team. Coach Alexander said we knew he was a good player. Didn't realize how much of a playmaker he is and how good of a passer he is.
Yeah, at 6'9", 4 assists per game. And that time it was Sharonowski, who also kind of fits that mold. Not quite the playmaker of Pierre, but exchanging the favor with his buddy, getting it on the interior.
Abreu, a good look from three. Didn't look.
I mean, Tyler Lundblade is a 5-alarm fire every time he catches the ball in a shooting position. 6'5", 6'6", has a high release as well. Difficult to contest the shot if he catches in a shooting pocket.
Sturts goes to Banks. Starts to kick out Abreu for three is good.
Here, 67-1 at Northern Nova Southeastern at the Division II level, and for these Drake guys, you mentioned a couple of them, 2 national titles. I think the most losses for any of the Northwest Missouri State transfers for Drake was 16 over the course of 4 and 5 years. And again, that's part of this team's offense, taking the first open look, especially from 3. But now just a killer as Drake willing to run 25 seconds off the shot clock. Try to get a good look.
Jackson gets it with Peebles on his back. Abreu with a shot clock at 5. Goes to work against Pierre.
Oh, wow. To get things started here in the second half. And that is their 7th steal of the ball game.
And here now that's a 2-man zone on the backside, something we've seen a couple of teams do playing against Drake, not guarding whoever the screener is and not guarding Isaiah Jackson on the backside. It's like a line in 3, like you would hear a triangle in 2 or a box in 1. Very unusual defenses.
Drake. Abreu catch and shoot off the bounce, and he scores. Max Jones pass stolen by Abreu. McDaniel looking to get back defensively. Abreu lays it in, and we're tied. Dangerous. Starts again, a steal. They play on, and Abreu.
Experience as Will Spriggs knocks it in from the baseline for the Fighting Bees.
Will Spriggs, a guy that can score 12 to 14 a game each of the last 3 years, and played against Drake just a few years ago. Didn't really score a ton in that game, but a lot of experience for him as Abreu coming into a program, and he's got some of the mainstays from Northwest Missouri State, built up some wins, but now getting a chance to Abreu out in transition. Nice foul
by Howard. He finds Combs. Somehow they find Banks. And Banks really continuing to hustle and chasing the loose basketball down. Abreu's 3.
Howard still adjusting to what it means to defend in Coach Ben McCullum's system.
With 3 on the shot clock, the Born Narbona on the miss. Open look, Abreu. He's not going.
That's how you mentioned the start. Valpo's not getting to play at the pace they love to play. They've done a nice job in the half court, but where they're excelling is in the half court defensively.
That's a great point. They've held Drake to 5 points in just 7 minutes. Sturts. Now it's the freshman McNair on him. Sturts turns the corner. Again, he'll look to drive and pass, and Abreu is open for 3. We'll put it as politely as possible when we see that arm extended there. And a chance for a 3-point play. So what a turn of a...
Wise, there's definitely been more advantage to the offensive player in that block charge scenario. Banks going to the bench with his 2nd foul.
On top, it's Isaiah Jackson. Drake off to a very quick start against a team that is coming off a win, but not for a week. They haven't played for a week. Abreu goes inside to score on a beautiful feed from the 19-12. Banks, nice pass in the lane to Mania. A little too hard off the glass, but Abreu is there to come up that time, and he connected.
And in the first half, how about this? Only one Eagle had more than one field goal. That was Nicavion White. Now joining him is Eugene Brown, getting his 2nd field goal of the game.
Mania has to pitch it back outside. Georgia Southern really has really done a nice job on the defensive end. Forced the Bulldogs into a couple of shot clock violations. Here Sturts with 4 on the shot clock. And again, the Bulldogs winding the. And one of the interesting things about the Drake offense, how often the big guys really start the offense up front.
Yeah.
Abreu hands to Sturts. Sturts, the MVP of the Charleston Classic, finds Abreu for 3.
Yeah, a little crisp.
It up against Horn. Just over 8 to play. Sturts trying to get the Bulldogs into their offense. On the high post, it is Ferguson. Ferguson, high post, and then he slides down, gets it to Abreu, and Abreu scores.
That open side ball screen, they've hit Manuel twice, one for a bucket, one for a missed layup.
Abreu, somehow.
Not what they're comfortable doing because they don't typically cover that way. And Sturts says, thank you very much.
And Grant Huffman, the best on-ball defender for Vanderbilt, going against Sturts. Kick to the corner. Abreu. Got it! Daniel Abreu. Now, Jason Edwards, when he's around the rim, he will make things happen. No credit him for the 2 points. He's up to 21. Abreu re-attacks. Daniel Abreu. Abreu leans in for 2.
And he's gone small here, I think, out of necessity.
Drake breaking this press. No problem.
Florida Atlantic has changed the lineup. They've got Glenn in as one big and Carroll in as the other. So now their offense will flow a little differently.
Abreu's third three-point attempt, and this one is good. Third time's the charm. 6 start. They're now 0 for their last 5.
The difference is earlier in the game, the ball was touching the paint, and they were playing off the paint.
Speaking of touching the paint, back-to-back buckets for Daniel Abreu. First was outside. The shot clock in the early going. 2 to shoot. Jackson forced that one up. Abreu, the offensive rebound, and gets it to go.
Year, it changed the whole dynamic of their basketball team.
Yeah, really derailed their entire season. They ended up under 500 on the year, 15 and 17, but they feel good in Coral Gables about the roster that Coach Allen and company have assembled this year. Five on the shot clock. Here's Abreu, catch and shoot. And it rattles around. Under 6 minutes to go. Drake has led from the opening tip.
You can't look at the clock yet. You got to wait till under 4.
Mascari inside. Abreu, good shot fakes and lays it. And look at Sturts with the steal. And the lob! Oh my, that went in and out. That would have been a highlight play and a bow on this gift of a game for the Drake Bulldogs. Nevertheless, a 12-point lead, and they are trying to run out the clock with 30 seconds to go. Backdoor, Abreu, cap it.
He is getting his 4th start of the season for the Eagles, and this is their 4th game. Had a terrific ball game at St. Bonaventure, 16 points, 5 rebounds.
Yeah, just 3 against UNC Greensboro, 4 at TCU, but really broke out in the last game, earning the start.
Jackson penetrates the lane, likes to dish when he gets in there. Here comes Abreu to the basket. There's contact. Count the basket, and he will go to the line for an and 1. 7 minutes into the contest.
And that one just being a little overly physical, especially on a guy, Nate Ferguson, that's not going to shoot a lot from that 7 to 10 foot range.
Again, Sturts running the offense. Ferguson against Kelman on the wing. Shot clock goes down to 7. Sturts with the penetration, the quick look. They find the open player, Abreu, and he buries it. Great really.
Head at the rim. Number 32 in blue, bouncy off the floor.
Well, we talk about paying attention to a scouting report. Mitch Mascari yet to get a shot at the first 11 minutes of the ball game.
But watch, just the spacing for Drake is going to be different with 22 on the floor. Munoz in the corner is not going to be able to help at all off dribble penetration.
Open look for Abreu. 2 or 3, I should say. A 3 for Abreu. Florida Gulf Coast now 0 of 5 shooting the 3 ball. Sturts with the penetration. Abreu is open. knocks down his second three of the night.
More floor spacing for Drake.
Sturts with 25 points leading the Bulldogs. He's also drawn 7 fouls. Puts the ball to the court. Here's the shot by Abreu for three, and the Bulldogs take the lead on the Daniel Abreu three with 23 seconds to play.
No nicknames, though, from what I was told.
Maybe we should call him Rhino.
I think Rhino might take offense to that, but he's Baby Nash.
If you're calling him Baby Nash, it's not his name anymore.
Abreu. Ben starting to gain some footing. That paid a little short by Dixon. Here's Abreu from 15. 15 at games, so found a scoring stride late last season. And trying to bring that to the capital city here in Iowa.
Yeah, won the conference tournament, most outstanding player. Heck of a weekend there. And as you mentioned, BJ, carrying it forward to his time now in Drake Bulldog, white and blue.
And how about the
Holston point blank that time, just unable to finish it. Big body on the inside, just unable to clean up the puppy.
A lot of motion to this offense for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, a lot of movement side to side, looking for the defense to make a mistake, looking to drive as you spread out, kick into shooters.
Here's Abreu. And one. And how about that jumper from 17?
Making up for the one he missed a little earlier. You could tell he was motivated to get it back. Good little midi from Holston.
The 6'5" junior out of Omaha, Nebraska, gets into the scoring column. Here's Abreu. Speaking of scoring column, just came up short. Nwobi unable to get that layup down, and Drake back the other way. So Mascari, Howard, Manuel, Combs, and Abreu out on the floor for Drake. Here's Abreu. Ring it up. Sure, he's done some football in his day, too, as well. So 15 on the shot clock. Jackson to Mascari. Manuel cut off on the baseline. Here's Abreu. Took an extra bounce, and we're marked ready for play. Sturts will get it into Jackson. Again, the same starting five out on the floor, getting in some hard work here to begin the second half. Here's Jackson, the kick out, Abreu to Mascari. Abreu for three. The triple goes.
Good passing, good spacing for the Bulldogs.
That one tipped away. Jackson up with it to Abreu. From the corner, the three. Got it!
The opening, soft finish.
Nwobi can't get the ball, and the rebound to Combs. I mean, it's not like it's the Princeton offense, but there's a lot of ball movement. They spread it around. Abreu cashes in,